Hi guys, Mark here with The Real with something a little different for you guys today. Recently I've been noticing a lot of other YouTube movie reviewers have been reviewing movie trailers lately, and you know what? I thought to myself, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Much like how I thought I had inspiration from other YouTubers when I realized people were doing Netflix movie reviews and stuff like that, reviews of movies that are currently streaming on Netflix Instant. Like I did that a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to be posting my next review of that tomorrow. Not going to say what movie I'm going to review, but it will be posted tomorrow. And I said to myself, I really do want to review trailers. That's very interesting. I've always kind of wanted to do that. So without any further ado, I'm going to be reviewing the trailer that really caught my interest this past week. It came out. I'm not sure if it was yesterday morning or the morning before, but I've seen it a few times now to get my thoughts wrapped around it. And I'm going to review it here for you guys, and it is the Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer. Definitely one of the biggest trailers of the past, at least a couple months, I'd say. Millions of people watching it when it first went on YouTube and set the internet in a frenzy because a lot of people had differing opinions on it, and you can see why from this trailer. There are a lot of things I like about it, and there are a lot of things that I'm not so crazy about, which I'll get into very soon. Before I do that, I just want to give you an understanding to what I think of the Spider-Man movies overall, the ones that have been released so far. First off, the Spider-Man comics are the only comics I've ever read in my entire life. The original ones, I remember back in maybe I don't know, '05 or '06, my grandmother got me a subscription to the limited edition Spider-Man comics that they were re-releasing, which I read, when I was a kid, and I really got into them. I really liked the story. I really liked Peter Parker. I really got into Spider-Man as a hero, I guess you could say. I really like the character of Spider-Man, and he remains to this day one of my favorite superheroes. And not only for just for the fact that those are the only comics I read. I just really like this character. I like the character of Peter Parker. I like how he's kind of a smart aleck, but at the same time he genuinely wants to help people. He wants to keep people safe, and I really like that character. And when the Spider-Man movies came out, the Raimi ones that came out in the earlier 2000s, I really liked the first two. I thought the first Spider-Man movie was very good. I didn't love it. I think by today's standards, it's a little dated. The effects are kind of dated. The lines, the dialogue is a little corny here and there, a little too comic booky. But for the most part, I like it. Spider-Man 2 is a masterpiece. Just putting that out there right now. It's probably my second or third favorite superhero movie ever. Um, and I thought that movie was just excellent. Everything that needed to go down in that movie went down, and the character of Peter Parker was executed so perfectly, and the villain is still one of my favorite villains ever, Doc Ock, played by Alfred Molina. Just a great movie overall, and definitely one of my favorite superhero films. And then you got the infamous Spider-Man 3, no one really likes, and I get that. I didn't love it either, but I didn't hate it. It was definitely the weakest of the three. And when I heard they were rebooting Spider-Man back a couple years ago, I said to myself, does this really need to happen yet? It's been like 3 years because I think the Amazing Spider-Man 2 got announced, or I heard about it maybe, you know, a couple years back, so maybe 2010, 2011. And I said to myself, I don't know if it needs to be rebooted already. It's only been a couple years since Spider-Man 3, and I know that movie was kind of a failure in terms of, you know, popular consensus. I know a lot of people went to go see it. It's still probably one of the highest grossing movies ever made. But you know, I kind of got the appeal as to why people would want to see a reboot. And at the same time, I was asking myself, like I said, does this really need to happen yet? And when The Amazing Spider-Man came out, and I did go to see it, opening day, I'm pretty sure it came out like 4th of July weekend. I went to see it on 4th of July, fun fact. And I liked it a lot when I first saw it, but over time, the movie just really deteriorated in my mind. I'm not going to go into it at all as to what I liked about it and what I didn't like about it really, because this is a trailer for the review for the Amazing Spider-Man 2 trailer. But all I really have to say about that is the biggest problem I had with it was it had no heart or soul. There was no heart put into that movie whatsoever. The character of Peter Parker wasn't likable. and those were by far my two biggest problems with it. Even though there were definitely some redeemable things about it, I thought the villain was pretty good. The special effects were awesome. And overall, I liked Mark Webb's direction. It's kind of funny that the director of the new Amazing Spider-Man movies is named Mark Webb. Webb. Anyway, uh, basically, I was mixed about that movie for sure after, thinking about it and even rewatching some of it on TV a while back. So when this trailer premiered, I said to myself, do I really want to just I don't know, maybe I should wait and watch it when the hype dies down. I don't have a bunch of thoughts just cluttering my mind, but I said to myself, you know what? No, I'm gonna watch it. That's stupid. I'm just gonna watch it now, and I've watched it 4 times already, something like that, and to get a real clear understanding of my thoughts on it. And like I said, I at the beginning of this, I liked some things about this trailer, and I really didn't like some things about this trailer. So off the bat, I'm just gonna say my favorite thing about this trailer by far is Harry Osborn, who is portrayed in this movie by Dane DeHaan, or Dane DeHaan, I believe you pronounce his name. Sorry. He's famous from the movie Chronicle that came out last year. A fantastic film, still one of my favorite movies of the last year. That was just a really well executed superhero. Not only a well executed superhero film, is a well executed found footage film, which is really hard to do. Especially nowadays when they're getting churned out like every other week, and most of them are just really forgettable. That one really stuck out to me, and still a great movie. I've watched the movie a few times, and I'll definitely be watching it a few more times in the near future. I think it's great. And he also starred in this year's Place Beyond the Pines, which is one of my favorite movies of this year. He was great in it. So when I saw him in this trailer, I'm like, oh yeah, that's really cool, great casting. And he, just judging by his like maybe 30 seconds in this trailer, he was great. He nabs the look of Harry Osborn down really good, and I really can't wait to see what he does in this movie, how he's portrayed on screen. I think he's going to do a great job. He's probably going to, if I were to predict it right now, I think he's probably going to be my favorite part about the movie because he was my favorite part about the trailer. So there's that. He was great. I also really just liked the visual style of this movie. I think Mark Webb is a very entertaining visual director, and he proved that in the first Amazing Spider-Man. It was visually incredible, and I think there's going to be more of that this time around. There's a bit of overuse of CGI here and there in the trailer, but it's not that bad. I mean, like we've gotten way worse recently, so I think the effects in this trailer were executed phenomenally, and the chances are they'll look even better once the movie actually comes out. So there's that. I'm also, even though I was skeptical towards Jamie Foxx's Electro at first, I am beginning to warm up to him. I think I'm still not sure how they're going to portray him because Electro is one of my favorite villains from the Spider-Man comics. I think from the comics that I read, at least from Spider-Man, I think he's probably the most menacing, or at least the most dangerous of the Spider-Man villains, because this is a guy that Spider-Man could not like hurt or injure in the ways that he could his other foes. Like this guy was a really tough guy to take down, and I wonder if they're going to portray that well in the movie. I hope they do, and I hope Jamie Foxx brings a level of personality to the character that I think was very integral to his character in the comics. So I'm looking forward to his performance. I hope he doesn't ham it up too much. I hope he plays it pretty straight, and he really, like I said, I hope he brings a level of personality to it. So that's what I think of him in the trailer. Not liking Rhino at all. Just not liking him. I don't understand the whole suit he's got going on. I saw pictures of it online. It just looks ridiculous. Doesn't look anything like it did in the comic, and I'm just not liking it. I like Paul Giamatti as an actor. That's who's going to be portraying him in the movie. Great, I guess, but I'm sorry, I do not like the design of this guy, and I think he's really, as a villain, he's just going to be sidelined altogether, because we're talking about at least 2 villains in this movie. You got Electro and then Rhino, and then you got Harry Osborn, who eventually becomes the Green Goblin, of course, and I don't know if he'll become Green Goblin in this movie. I hope not, because I really rather just see Harry Osborn as a character, not as an actual villain yet. So I hope they just focus on Electro as the main villain, which I think that's what they're going to do. But yeah, not looking forward to seeing Rhino right now. Even though I am a big fan of Paul Giamatti, I'm just not liking what they're doing with the design at all. So there's that, and of course you got Andrew Garfield returning as Spider-Man. in all honesty, he got the job done as Peter Parker, I guess, in the previous Spider-Man movie, and as Spider-Man, he was fine. He didn't set the world on fire or anything, but for the most part, I liked him in it, even though, like I said, I didn't like the character of Peter Parker in that movie to begin with, so I kind of had a problem with that, but he did an okay job. And I get the feeling that his performance won't really evolve much over into this next movie, so I pretty much know what to expect from that. And one of the biggest gripes I had with this trailer, though, aside of Rhino and how he looks, is just, and this is going to sound so nitpicky and so just a little contradictory considering I did read the comics and I really like them, and I like the design of Spider-Man in those comics, but the suit in this movie is not doing anything for me. The look of the suit, and it's a shame because it's the most faithful to what the suit looked like in the comic, but it just does not look like it's going to translate onto the screen well at all. I am just not looking forward to seeing this on this new costume at all because it just the suit. I'm sorry that because it doesn't look good at all. It looks goofy. It's by far the goofiest looking Spider-Man suit yet, in my opinion, as far as movies go. And like I said, it's a shame because it does look a lot like it did in the comic, but I just something it looked right in the comic. It looked right, and on screen it just looks like, man, this looks not good at all, and I'm really dreading that. Again, it's kind of nitpicky saying the suit is probably my biggest problem with the trailer, but that really kind of just brought it down a level for me. I do not like that suit. That's all I'm saying. It's not me at all. I'm not liking the suit. Tell me what you think in the comments about the suit. I'd be really interested to know. But for me, I gotta be completely honest, I'm not liking it at all. And besides that, the trailer, like I said, the trailer looks nice. I like the visual style. It looks like there's going to be plenty of action. It looks like there's going to be a big focus on like a couple of the characters in this movie. Besides Electro as the main villain, you've got Harry Osborn. Looks like he's going to be a big part of it. And it looks like they're going to explore more of Peter Parker's father's past with Oscorp, so that should be pretty interesting. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I really hope it turns out good. It's one of my more anticipated movies of next year. I really hope they pull it off well. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Tomorrow, like I said, I have a review coming for a Netflix instant streaming movie and Netflix streaming Saturday, of course. And that's pretty much it. Oh, one more thing, actually. This background that I'm at right now, I've recorded my past one or two videos here. It's not permanent, I swear. This is my den, actually. This is just where I record once in a while when it's too crowded upstairs and I don't really have any privacy to record in my own room because it's loud and stuff. So this is just temporary. I won't be recording down here all the time. So just getting that out of the way right now. So anyway, I hope you like this trailer review. Write your comments down there. Tell me what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe. Do whatever you want. You like the reel on Facebook. Subscribe to the reel right here on YouTube. And that's pretty much it. Hope you have a great day, guys. See ya.